Welcome back to the Crypto Labs Passive Income YouTube channel. We're gonna have a lot of fun today. We're talking about passive income. Fundamentally, we're talking about the financial freedom formula. I'm gonna tell you exactly what we do with clients, with members, and what I've done to create freedom in my life. And we've refined it into a really simple diagram that I think is really gonna help you create more financial freedom in your life. Before we start, do leave a comment below. Every Monday, we have a name generator that picks a name from all the YouTube comments from the videos that week, and we airdrop you or we transfer you $100 into your MetaMask, into your wallet, or through PayPal, whatever we gotta do to get it to you so you can invest it into passive income streams. Now, if you're turning your nose up at $100 saying that's nothing, that's half the problem. I respect every $100 bill because that $100 bill can turn into 110. And that 110 can turn into 130, and every dollar bill is like, it's little soldiers and it's bringing you back more money. And you invest $100 here, you invest $100 there, and you'd be amazed at how far you can get in a relatively short period of time, and it beats working. So here's what we're gonna talk about, financial freedom. It's when passive income exceeds expenses. That's it, we don't have to complicate it. We want our passive income exceeding our expenses. I'll say that one more time. Our passive income exceeding our expenses, that's when you are financially free. And so the game becomes, and I think the game of life financially anyways, is finding ways to leverage yourselves or create passive income streams. So here's what we're gonna talk about. I don't know if you can see that. I hope you can. There's a number one here. This is a faucet, it's a pipe. This is worked for income. This is your job. This may be your business that you're working hard for and you're making some money. And that money is filling up this bucket. First thing we're going to talk about is how do we increase our income? How can you increase your income? That's a variable that we can control. You can negotiate, you can find some upside, you can get some equity in your business, maybe you can find a little side hustle, you can find ways to create extra income, but how do we increase this? That is the first step of the game. Not the first step, I'll say that's a variable we can look at. Maybe you don't want to increase your income, that's fine. There's other variables we can move. We have a lot of little inputs, levers we can pull here to get you financially free. So first step, we're looking at our active income. How do we increase it? If we can't or we don't want to increase it, we don't want to work anymore, that's fine. Number two here is a faucet. Those are your expenses. What are you spending your money on? Now there's some investments in your education, in your knowledge, in maybe your health, maybe a gym membership. Maybe we don't want to cut those. But I'm talking about all that stuff that, you know, I had a buddy who was literally calculating how much he spent on cigarettes. It was like $600 a month. That's stupid. That's straight up dumb. What expenses can you cut that don't add any value into your life? Now you don't have to, but that's a variable. I'm not going all Dave Ramsey, be cheap and don't drink Starbucks, but I'm saying that's a variable we can control. Got it? So far so good. Good. So here's our expenses, and depending on where we move this tap, this bucket is either gonna, you know, we're gonna get water in there, aka money, aka cash in the bank. It's gonna raise, or if our expenses crank up, then that bucket will lower. Most people are living paycheck to paycheck. They just have enough money coming in, and they adjust their lifestyle to just have enough, and they're always like a paycheck or two behind. Third thing we can look at is any leaks in the bucket. This is like really stupid expenses. This is like, maybe you've got a credit card maxed out and you're paying 22% on it. Maybe you have a really bad loan and you're just kind of sticking on and you're not paying it off. These are just leaks in the bucket that are really high interest, typically high interest loans, or just something that it's worse than an expense that you're not using. It's total garbage. The variable that we can start asking ourselves is, how do I eliminate that? How do I consolidate that? What can I do with that? So far, so good. Good. Number four, I call this our float. Now, I can't change this diagram, but this is really, where do we set our float for all excess cash to go into investments? All of our excess cash to go into investments. And you set your float where you're comfortable having some cash in the bank. Maybe it's a month of expenses. Maybe it's 3 months of expenses. Maybe it's 6 months of expenses, and you're gonna set your float where you want it. You're gonna work with your working capital. It's gonna fill up the bucket. You're gonna control the expenses. You're gonna control the leaks, and you're gonna fill your bucket to where you're comfortable. Maybe you got a month or two of cash, and everything over that number. When I have anything over X amount of dollars in my bank account, I'm not gonna start increasing my lifestyle. Maybe I'll buy myself a treat here or there, but I'm not gonna increase my lifestyle. Everything is gonna go here. Now, I've got only, 5 buckets there. There's really, I just wrote an ebook where we had 31 different investment opportunities. But anyways, what I'm getting at is maybe that some of that money is going into crypto. Maybe you're staking some of it. Maybe you're getting a little 100% APY. Maybe you're getting into some trading bots. Maybe you're getting into some REITs or some real estate. Maybe you're getting into some index funds. Maybe you're, I don't know, putting it into some high stable coin yielding saving account for 20% a year. Maybe it's just in a bank and you're getting 1%, and that would be considered a lot. The point is, in the game, maybe you're buying a car and renting it on Turo. Maybe you got a little lot out back and you're putting up a tent and you're renting the tent out. I don't know, but these are all just passive income streams that are filling up these buckets that are fundamentally, typically our diagram has little pumps here, but I don't have these in, and the pumps are starting to feed this tap. Now here's where the game becomes really fun, and this is why I'm so passionate about this stuff, because this is where people start feeling a sense of freedom, and there's less, it's almost like someone's shoulder drops. And that's why I say if you're turning your nose up at $100, you're delusional. You're already losing this game, because get this, let's say you're making, I don't know, $5,000 a month, 5K, and maybe you drop your expenses are somewhere at, I don't know, 4K, you fix some leaks, maybe you still have $100 in leaks and some high interest loan or something, and you got $900 going into excess every single month. And let's just say you're like us and you're in the crypto DeFi game, which you can typically get higher returns than traditional finance. Let's just say that month 1, you put $900 in here and you get 10%, which is kind of what I look for every single month. You get $90 that month. $90. Most people turn their nose up at that. $90? I'm stoked when I make $90. I remember the first time I made $90 passively. I was like, I am rich. I have beat the game. I have figured the game out. Now how do I increase this to 180? So get this, now you have 5K plus you have 90. You were able to invest $900 the month before. This month you're able to invest $1,000 just to make the numbers easy. $990. Beautiful. Now you invest another $1,000 and you've got $1,900 in there. 10% on that is $190. Okay, this is getting really real. This is a lot of fun. I just made $200 passively without giving my time up. Interesting. Or maybe it's leveraged income and you found a side hustle and it doesn't take much capital to start, but you're investing a little bit of time, and you're making a few extra $100 a month. Don't turn your nose up at that, because that reinvested, next month you get 10%, that's $190, you reinvest $190, now you put in, what is that, $1,100? Now it's $2,900. I'm simplifying the numbers, don't check my math here, but you get the point. It's $3,000 or whatever. You make 10% on that, now you've made $300 passively. And within 6 months, within 12 months, with the compound effect, and I've seen this happen with our members, and this happened with me, that's how I was able to grow such a bag. I've got almost $250,000 in crypto now, and I make passive income. A lot of our members are doing it. It's available to you, and you don't need a massive amount to start with if you respect every $10 bill, every $50 bill, every $100 bill, because it snowballs fast. And we don't have to go for the moonshots and try to make double our money next month. You go for a percentage that you're comfortable with the risk associated with it. In crypto and DeFi, 10% a month is doable. A lot of people go for 50% a month and they're taking on way too much risk, at least in my opinion. And then after a few months, now you're putting aside an extra $500 a month. And that would only take another 2 or 3 months. And within 2 or 3 months after that, you're putting away $1,000 and $1,200 and $1,500. And you're not spending it on your lifestyle, you're reinvesting it. Next thing you know, once a day, someday in the future, this faucet is going to exceed this. And by all definitions, you're financially free. You could retire. By all definitions, you could. Now, chances are you won't. You might work a little bit less, or you might find a job that has more meaning to you, or you might start a business and exponentially increase your income. I'm all about making income. But if I don't want to work, I don't have to. And that to me is freedom. If I want to take a month or two, it's not going to destroy you. You've got something that's paying you. And this is the financial freedom formula. It's not rocket science, by the way. Bankers and Wall Street makes this seem so unattainable, like it's rocket science. If you actually work out your numbers here, I think you'll be pleasantly surprised at how quickly you can start generating extra cash passively every month. And there's hundreds of ways to do it. We mostly talk crypto DeFi. In the Underdog Investor Group, where if you're not a part of yet, come join us because we're adding a whole section on alternative passive income opportunities, even some entrepreneurial leverage stuff. We've been leveraging the internet for almost a decade through affiliate programs, through just different offers, different things I've sold, different things I've tried. There are a ton of ways that you could even turn liabilities, your car or your house or your property, into an asset that pays you. And it's a discussion we have a lot inside the Underdog Investor Group, which is a group of underdog investors that make Wall Street look like babies, like they don't know what they're doing. And we explore a lot of different passive income opportunities, even outside of crypto and DeFi. So do check that out if you're interested. The link will be below. My point is, I get really passionate about this. My point is, the game is your passive income exceeds your expenses, full stop. That's the game. Okay, we now know the game. How do we do that? Through the financial freedom formula. What are my numbers? What are my expenses? What am I leaking? Where's my float? How much in excess can I afford every single month to put into passive income opportunities? Whatever those mean to you, they don't have to be crypto. I recommend it because you can make a lot more than traditional finance. And how much am I reinvesting every single month? And how many months until I'm financially free? I was working with someone a few days ago on this and it was 12 months and they were blown away by it. They were like, I thought I had to work for another 30, 40 years. But this is available to me in the next 12 months. And with that perspective, you realize this is available to absolutely anyone. I think most people think it's going to take 50 years. It doesn't have to. It doesn't have to be you. That's so outdated. Our educational system creates little worker bees. I'm not a fan of the educational system. I'm not a fan of governments. I'm not a fan of institutional banks. I'm not a fan of the old paradigm because it keeps people blind, and that's the way it was designed. It keeps people blind from this. I really, really hope that helped. Come check out we actually have a financial freedom formula program. We're selling it right now for I think $27. It's like hours and hours of this content. If this is of interest to you, do check out the financial freedom formula. If you want the financial freedom formula and you want community and you want to join a community of people who are not chasing, they're executing on financial freedom, then check out the Underdog Investor Group. And do leave a comment if anything else. Like this video and you'll be entered into next week's giveaway for $100, which you can add into here. If you're turning your nose up at $100, this ain't for you. You've already lost. If you like the $100, do leave a comment. And with that said, I'll see you in the next video. Peace.